basically it's a very, very great article. I've really enjoyed it. And the next article he teased is going to be on the audition and the recording process, which I'm pretty excited about. I'm excited to see what he talks about and what goes on in the inside. It's like a behind the scenes sort of thing. I love behind the scenes stuff, so I'm excited to read that.
Cool.
What do we got next, Dave?
Next, Peter wrote an amazing in-depth article, and by in-depth I mean it's like a scroll of knowledge and wisdom on the Lunar game for Saturn. And I mean, he talks about the version on PlayStation as well, but yeah, this is just a really, really in-depth look, just talking about everything, every aspect of the game. And Peter is an excellent writer. He's been very busy with school again, so it's always a treat when he is able to publish, one of his articles comes complete with the SHIRO challenges, like different things that you can do to get more enjoyment out of the game. And he talks about the working design story, and there's just so much great information here. He talks about the MPEG versions. What did you want to say about this article?
I think the best part about it is that he mentions that about Luna's boat song being the most memorable song in the game, which is an objective fact. That's actually
I would
a
have
fact
to agree. Yeah,
it is probably my favorite song in the thing, and actually it's I learned about it from a meme actually, all about the Luna's boot song. So I thought that was pretty funny. But it's a really in-depth article, all about the game, all about some of the history behind it, the very interesting localization by working designs. A lot of controversy with that. I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh yeah, let's working designs and make bad translations, or like they make bad like localization choices," which I thought was kind of funny. And there's a line in it that I think Vic said where it's like, "Oh well, some of the characters are pretty much just useless, so we add in lines to add some comedy to it," which I thought was kind of interesting. Actually, I'll read it right here. It's like, most game RPGs released have some amount of humor or witty dialogue, but the overall majority of text lacks personality when initially translated. We try to add character to the characters when we do the translation. Every time there's a guy that says, "This is so-and-so village," that serves a function, but it's boring. Why is the guy there? Is it his job to greet people? Is he practicing to get a job at the new Walmart? We would give the guy a reason to be there, and of course, talking with him, you'd find out what village you were in. Which I think, as much as I do agree with some people saying that, it's not cool to take the meaning away, I do like that localization fact where they kind of improve upon some of that and add some humor into it. I mean, some of it's probably not the best, but I do appreciate that. And I know that's a controversial opinion to have, but, sometimes, people don't get it right on the first time, and sometimes people make amendments that are actually better than the original. Like, I think in terms of music, the closest I can think of is Rubber Soul, and the United States is, to some people, better than the UK version of it, which I always thought was an interesting concept. But and that's sort of my view on that. I know a lot of people let us know what you guys think. Do you guys think, what do you guys think of the localization choices and stuff of that nature? But besides that, it also goes into the translation for the Mr. Conan and the entire team worked on and did, who also did the second one for the game competition, the Lunar 2 Eternal Blue. So
yeah, put out that preview. Cool. It's in progress, so very exciting. Exactly. And Peter did mention Lunar 2 Eternal Blue at the end of the article.
Yeah, he also has these awesome reproduction boxes somebody made as a concept on the bottom.
Yeah,
I can't read the text very well. It's these really cool box designs and discs, but I think the person that made it did a really good job. Maybe they should add some foil onto the letters or something and make it even pop even more.
Yeah, that's hard to do. That's not easy to do. So I respect companies like Working Designs that were able to do that.
But yeah, I was always a big Lunar fan myself. Like I have Lunar 1 on the Sega CD. Unfortunately, I do not have Lunar 2. That's another game I want to buy, but it's expensive. But I do have Lunar 1. I have both the Lunar games for the PS1. I think I have both of them for the Sega Saturn. But it's a really great series. I really want to get the Lunar 1 version on the PSP. And there's so many good versions of that. I mean, are you a big Lunar guy yourself, Dave?
I mean, not as much as you. I mean, I love the game. I played it on the PlayStation all the way through. I played some of it on the I went back to the Sega CD version and played like halfway through, but found that it was quite a bit harder for me, at least. Or maybe it was just I'd gotten older
the Sega
and wasn't
CD is actually really hard.
Yeah, so I found it a lot harder, but it was still cool. I like how the graphics are all different, and you know, it's I haven't actually played through it on the Saturn. I need to. It's just a part of my list of endless list of games that I need to play. But yeah, I still think it's an amazing game, and I love working design stuff. I don't at all. I'm not at all one of those people who dislike the dub or dislike the translation. I like working design stuff, and I love all the tongue-in-cheek references and stuff like that. You know, that's just, I grew up with working design, so it doesn't bother me. But I understand people who are like all about the, I understand people who that's just not their thing, you know?
Yeah, and I have to say, though, I do, honestly, as much as I do like the classic PS1 working designs, I think with the fan translation, I think they did it perfectly.
Yeah.
Where they added the dialogue for working designs, and they added the PS1 dub, or the PSP dub, which I really actually appreciate. And that's not because one of the characters is voiced by Spike Spencer, aka Shinji Ikari from Evangelion. That's definitely not a bias there at all, but I just really appreciate the dub more on the PSP version. It sort of grew on me a little bit more than the old dub, but maybe I'm just being biased because I like the Sega Saturn version of that now. But honestly, they both have their time and place.
Part of the reason we had to do that, it was kind of forced on us because when Working Designs dubbed it, they actually edited the video to add more lip flaps for their script. So if you tried to put their audio in the original FMVs, it would fall out of sync like very quickly. So we just didn't want to sit there and re-edit it all, whereas the Xseed's translation for the PSP version, it matched up perfectly with the original Japanese FMVs.
Yeah, definitely. I actually wouldn't mind taking a crack at maybe once that patch is all said and done, editing the video for each of the cutscenes for the Working Designs dub, and see if I can get a version of that. So if people want to play with the Working Designs dub, they're able to do that. But
yeah, it's definitely doable. It's just something where we're like, I don't have time for this. It was basically what it boiled down to.
Well, if I find some time and I edit it together, would you be willing to, I guess, walk me through doing the encoding and stuff? And
the encoding's easy enough to do if you can get it edited.
Sounds good. Looks like I got another project that I'm gonna be backed up on with my other projects. No, but I definitely think it's something I want to take a crack at, along with the Resident Evil thing. But that's my that's like the American novel that I never got to write. But we'll see.
Yeah, you didn't have enough work before. You need more work to really get you going.
Exactly. There's no better body than a busybody. At least that's what I say. But there's also the all work and no play McJacket dull boy. But I'm not going to axe murder anybody in a cabin. So let's continue on to the next article, shall we?
Yeah.